Hey everybody, Chef Todd back. It's January 1st, 2024, so Happy New Year to everybody. I got a few new recipes lined up this year, or coming up soon, so hopefully you can stay tuned and join my channel, keep watching. Today I got some pizza dough, and we're gonna make a square deep dish pizza, also known as Detroit style pizza. I'm here in Detroit, and we just call it square or deep dish, but you see it becoming more and more popular across menus where it's called Detroit style, but we don't call it that here in Detroit. We just call it square or deep dish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep the dough, get it in the pan. We're gonna let it rise and set up, take a couple hours, and then hopefully we'll get a nice square deep dish pizza coming out of the oven in a few hours, right before the football game. So stay tuned and hope you enjoy. Thanks. All right, getting set up. I got two balls of pizza dough, which I made. It's been in the freezer, but I took them out to thaw. And that recipe should be on my channel if you want to follow it. I got a baking dish, square deep baking dish. You can probably use any one, but this is probably about the proper size you want. And then just some flour and some cooking spray. So we're gonna get started. I do have a new camera, so hopefully the quality is a little better than my previous videos. Anyway, I just want to get the spray in the pan, help it from sticking, and then get my dough out of the plastic wrap. I let it sit on the counter for about an hour to get the room temperature. Just help it set up better. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the dough into the pan and get it so it's set up properly. Okay, I'm just gonna get my dough dusted with some flour. There's a little bit of cornmeal mixed in with the flour. And we're gonna get this set up in the baking pan to let it proof. Normally, most pizza places have like a roller. I don't have one of those. It does help stretch out and kind of punches the dough a little bit, but you can use your hands. This isn't a big pizza recipe, so hand works as well. So again, what I wanna do is try and just fit the dough into the bottom of the pan. And again, I'm trying to make it square, so you can do that. And I do think I need 2 pieces of dough for this. To stretch it, make it all one would be probably too thin. You need to let it proof and rise. So 2 balls of dough will be enough. These are about 5-ounce dough balls. So if you want to measure or weigh, that's what you want. So again, we're just gonna get them stretched out. And we'll get it in the pan. And you can overlap a bit. Just kind of try and make an even layer, not, too thick or thin spots, but, once it sits in the pan, it'll set up better. All right, I got the dough in the pan, and what you just want to do is kind of make sure it's square, stretch out the corners. And then what we're gonna do from here is you gotta let it proof or rise, probably for a couple hours. Just leave it on the counter. I'm gonna spray the top, a little bit of cooking spray, just keep it from drying out. I'll use my leftover plastic wrap. And we'll just cover it. And then you're just gonna let this sit on the counter, I don't know, I'm gonna say 2 hours. It's about 12:30 here, so I'm hoping to have dinner by 5, so we'll let it sit and come back in a couple hours, and hopefully we'll have a nice proofed up dough for the pizza. All right, see you soon. All right, I'm back. It's been a few hours. It's been about 6 hours. Had the dough sitting out. You can see it's proofed a bit, about double in size. Took quite longer than I thought. It's pretty chilly in here inside, so with the cold weather, so that helps prevent it from proofing quicker than it would in the spring or summer. Anyway, I think it's just about good. I'm gonna get the oven preheated to 450, and then I'm gonna chop my toppings. I got some onions and peppers, and I'm gonna make a salad, so we'll get going on that. All right, I'm gonna get started on my toppings. I got some red and green peppers, some leftover onion, a little bit of fresh basil, and some garlic. So let's get these chopped up. All right, I got my toppings cut up. Again, peppers, onions. I put a little chopped garlic in there. I got some fresh basil. I got my salad prepped. It's a little antipasto. Just leave that, put the dressing on at the end, and here's the pizza. So let's get the pizza made and we'll get in the oven. Again, the oven's preheated 450, so let's get started. All right, there's no rules to this, but as you can see in my other videos, I put the cheese on first, a little bit of cheese on the bottom, kind of just builds the base. And traditional, doesn't have a ton of sauce on it. You can put as much as you want, but there's no rules for how much or little sauce you need. Got my pepperoni, and I think I'm just going to use all that's left of this. Again, you can see the dough. Hopefully you can see the dough's nice and puffy. It'll even puff up even more in the oven, so I'd say it came out good. That's the pepperoni. All right, I'm gonna add my peppers and onions. Again, just sprinkle as little or as much as you like. I like, you know, a little bit, not too much. Next comes the sauce. Normally you just see a couple ladles, spoonfuls of sauce, and I don't have a lot of sauce. So we're just gonna, again, use up what I have. Again, just spread it using a spoon. Make sure every little corner gets a little bit. You can always save some on the side for dipping later, so I'll just use up what I have. And the final layer, just a little more cheese. And I'm just about out of cheese. I got some Parmesan. Can that on there. I'm gonna put my basil. Again, I just took some leaves and tore them up by hand. Basil doesn't really chop very well. You can chop it, but it kind of gets bruised and it's quite potent, so only a little. And then I got some sesame seeds, which I like on the crust. Again, it's optional, but I like going around and get a flavored crust with this. And that's it. All right, we're gonna go in the oven, 450, and fingers crossed. All right, it's been in the oven a few minutes. I wanna get it out of the oven, check on it. All right, it's starting to brown up. It's got a few more minutes to cook, but it looks like it's coming out good. One thing I'm gonna do right now is, I got a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna just drizzle a bit over the top. It'll help a little extra flavor and kind of crust up at the end, so. All right. It's just about ready, just browning up, again, the last 2 or 3 minutes, so we'll be plating up soon. One tip or hack I recommend when cooking is, you know, hot food on hot plates. So again, when your oven's on, you're cooking your food, put your plate on top of your oven. It will at least take the chill off the plate. Your plate comes right out of the cupboard. It's not, cupboard's insulated, it's cold this time of year, the winter. So just keep it on top of your oven while your food's cooking. It'll get, you know, at least warm or, you know, up to temperature. You could put it in the oven to get it warmer, but again, just keep it on the stovetop for 4 or 5 minutes and you'll be good to go. All right, it's out of the oven. It looks great. I have to admit, this is the first time I tried this. Not a moment of truth, let's get it out of the pan. So kind of just run the spatula around the edge. The cooking spray really helps, so it should slide out really easily. Boom, just like that. All right, came out of the pan great. It's nice and golden brown around the edges and on the bottom, which you can hopefully see. It's hot. I'm gonna cut it now. I wanna cut it into not 4 squares, you could. I think I'm doing it in 6. So I'll do 1 down the middle and then 2 across. Again, make sure you get a nice cut through the pizza. And there you go, a nice deep dish Detroit style pizza. All right, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. Enjoy, Happy New Year, peace.